Good morning. I see I am Prather on here already. How's everybody doing on this beautiful day? Just want to say I'm impressed because I don't hear any noise. There's people muted. We'll do smaller calls and people won't be muted. So I just want to say y'all are amazing this beautiful morning. So guys, y'all are going to be in for a treat today. We're going to be getting started in about 4 minutes. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is, I need to drink some coffee too. Lydia's already drinking her coffee. Jill, did you make coffee, baby? Who's laughing at me? I heard somebody laughing.
Dang, dog, you ain't got that woman trained yet. Golly.
I made coffee for me at 8 o'clock.
So long as she brings it to you.
Baby, look, these my business partners have expectations.
Yeah.
The expectations are
that you do it tomorrow, okay,
I'm
Chris?
sipping coffee right now in bed. Actually, guys, Ricky woke me up about 5 minutes ago.
How rude.
I was I was glad he actually woke me up. He woke me up at 1:45, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I was sleeping. I was on the phone with Mark and Judy at 3 o'clock in the morning last night, which was 4 o'clock their time because they're in it's
2 hours ahead.
or like 5 o'clock. I don't know, some late time. They're crazy. They're up really, really late. All right, guys, let me go get started in the team page. I was on the phone with
Just a quick question.
All right, let me
Chris?
Yes.
Okay, you were talking about manifesting and everything, and I was just asking, can you send me some names of the people that you have followed? Like, is Nick Bro one of them?
No.
No?
No. I'm not saying that he's not great. I'm just saying he's not. I've never heard of him.
Bob Proctor.
Look,
yes, I've got him.
So, Natalie, the most important thing you can do there, there is a good book. The Bible has a lot of that stuff in there too. But basically, the most important thing you can do is write out an affirmation and speak it into existence,
Yes.
speak it into existence, speak it into, and then visualize yourself as that, you know? All right, let me go start the live real quick because it's about to get started in 2 minutes. Hold
Okay,
on.
thanks, Chris.
All righty. Share in group. What I can tell y'all is that I don't know if you guys saw the Triple Crown video that they did last night, and you were probably like, they didn't tell us anything. Well, what I will tell y'all is in the coming week or so, why don't you say it, Sean?
What's up?
What's coming? Well, not what's coming, but what's happening in the next week or so?
In the next week or so, I suspect that a whole bunch of people are going to get real fired up and excited about what's coming.
Well, that's not.
How many you got in there?
There's going to be some extra sipping going on, I think.
Ooh.
Super cool things that are in the works behind the scenes that that are going to be
What's
awesome.
mushy?
So,
I mean, like, you know how when I feel sick, I don't want to move, I just want to lay down.
You don't want to go with mom?
I'll go with mom. I just feel like
No quiet.
Barb.
And it's in there. It's just a roll of black. It is right on the right as you open that.
Oh my gosh. I spoke too soon when I jumped on the call.
Spoke too soon.
And I said everybody was so good this morning and muting their phones. And then we just had a catastrophe. Hold on, I was in Facebook and I had to jump out of there. It's saying there's a stream. Let me see where it is. Gosh dog it. There we go, I found it. It's what's funny is I started doing this 2 minutes ago and now I'm 2 minutes behind. It's 11:02. All right, I'm almost done. This is like pecking with one finger action over here. Hope go live anyway. Here we go. I think it's happening. There we go. Good morning, everyone. I was going to say it really loud with enthusiasm and excitement, and I don't have voice, and I knew that I'd probably be out of my whole voice if I would have done that just now, because as I started to raise my voice, I felt it going away. But guys, I'm really excited for you all this morning because, you know, you're going to be trained by a couple of people that were part of the core foundation of, you know, everything that we do, right? Like when we talk about the systems, when we talk about the culture, when we talk about, you know, what not only has happened in the past, but what is still happening today, it came from a few core values, right? And there was a group of people that got together. We talked about what we loved, what we didn't love, about the industry, and how we were going to make something absolutely amazing and create a feeling for people to be able to go out there and feel like they're a part of a family, to feel like they're a part of something bigger, and then create an environment where the average person can go out there and truly succeed, where the average person can go out and make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month, and then use that as a building block to be able to get to the bigger money by helping other people do that exact thing of $500 a month, $1,000 a month, over and over and over again. So guys, you know, Sean and Kim, not only have they, you know, done extremely well with the company, but I consider them absolutely close friends. And, you know, they were part of that core group that I'm talking about, along with Ian and Marcy and Robin and Mike and Cassandra and, you know, of course, Ricky, myself, and just a group of people that all came together and said, all right, this is what it's going to look like. This is what it's going to feel like. And they're going to be going over the simplicity and the getting started steps on what you want to go do. So guys, if you're not brand new and you've been around for a while, what I will share with you, if you do these steps and you're going to go through, it doesn't matter how long you've been on board, you're going to be able to go out there and make some things happen as well. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to some of my close friends, our vacationing family, get together people. We're going to be going doing some crab island here soon. And as it gets warm, I'm sure they're going to be at our house here shortly as well. So with that being said, my close friends, Sean and Kim.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for that amazing introduction. Guys, Chris Sueda is the man. Kim and I were on a 16-hour trip from our house to Dallas, Texas to go check out this idea behind building this company. We're going to dive into that in just a second. I knew Chris by name, but that was it. I seen him in person once from a distance. He reached out to me, had a 2 or 3 hour conversation on the way to Dallas, and he called me on my way home, had another 2 or 3 hour conversation. And ever since then, we've been like best friends and family.
Yeah, so thanks to Chris, because I never sleep when we're driving, and I was actually like out like a light. So I appreciate that, because Chris kept Sean awake to drive all the way to hear about this idea we're going to hear about.
with that said, guys, we are super fired up and excited to be doing this training with you here this morning. We're not a yes men. We're not followers. We're not into fitting in the box. We're not mold fitting kind of people, right?
Real quick, Linda Good, you are sharing your screen. If you wouldn't mind unsharing your screen, that would be amazing.
I don't know, Chris, if you can fix that on your end, or do we have, let's see if we have.
I'm trying. I'm just trying to figure out where you do it at. Holy
We
shamoly.
see Linda's beautiful face.
That is a very cute picture. We
There we go.
love it.
Awesome. That was actually Sean's music there, John.
I know, who has the music on?
Yeah, I got the music going, baby. I got to have some music this morning. I'm fired up and excited, and like this song says, I was lightning before the thunder. So I don't know, guys, if you feel like you were lightning before the thunder, or if you just want to sit on the porch and enjoy the lightning and thunder. But whatever it is that you decide you are, we have a place for you right here, and we want you to know that. You do not have to be like this freak of a superstar, network marketing, amazing, whatever. Although if you are, super cool. You could just be very normal like us. If you're here because maybe you want to make an extra $0 to $300, or maybe you want to make an extra $300,000, that is awesome. We celebrate both of those equally, which is one of the reasons why we helped launch this company a little over 2 years ago.
That's right. So this morning, Sean and I are going to share with you how we got started. But we're also going to share with you, if you've been in the business for a little while and you're wondering, what do I do now that I've been in for a little while? Maybe your warm market is a little negative, or maybe you're just kind of like in a different place right now in your business. And we're going to give you some of those tips on what we are doing currently to keep our business going now that we've been in the business for a little while.
So with that said, guys, we're diving straight in. If you're brand new, the question of the hour is, Sean, what do I have to do to build my business? I'm brand new. I want to get started. I want to get started the right way. I was told to jump on this call this morning. What do I do? Well, number one, I want to let you know right off the bat that you already possess every single thing you need to go out and make an extra 0 to 300 or to make an extra 300,000. It's up to you. You already possess it. And I'm going to prove it to you real fast. An acorn falls from an oak tree. The acorn doesn't need fertilizer. It doesn't need a personal development course. It doesn't need to sharpen its skills. It just needs fertile ground. And that acorn will grow into a full-grown oak tree because everything it possesses inside of that little old half-inch acorn is all it needs. So how much more do you have in your possession today to be able to go out and achieve whatever it is in life, whatever you deem success to be in life? How much easier is it for you than the oak tree? You have, if you're on this call, if you're watching this video, you have found fertile ground. All you got to do is start to grow. So with that said, guys, we're going to jump straight in. I'm going to let Kim take number one. We have four simple steps that we just do over and over and over to this day. And we're going to dive into that right now.
That's right. So, you know, first of all, I just want to say when Sean and I got started with this company, we didn't have many stories. We didn't have tools. So we had to use what we had. And what we had was our excitement, our joy, our idea that what if, I've said this before, what if this stuff actually worked? What if it changed our life? What would happen? So number one for us, and I've written it down so that you don't even have to take notes. You can just go back and take picture screenshots. Be happy, stay excited. Now, you'll notice at the bottom in parentheses, I put up your dose if you need to. What does that mean? Look, if you're using these products, which I believe every single person on here is or should be, then you have no excuse and no reason to not be happy and to not be excited. But if for whatever reason you're not and you need a little boost, up your dose, because that's going to help you stay excited and be happy all the time. So number one, that's that easy. Be happy, stay excited.
Pretty easy. Just smile at people, be happy and excited. Number two, share your story or a story, someone else's story. That's perfectly fine. Fine. That's perfectly fine and okay. When you ain't got to be smart to do this either. So there you go. When we got started, guys, there was 8 or 10 of us that were super excited and happy. That was it. There was one person who had a story about how this coffee was changing their life. We literally told Mark Willison's story thousands and thousands of times. Literally, that's what we did. In that first week of using this product, it totally changed my life, totally changed our marriage. And I can sit here and tell you today that had we not found this product, we wouldn't have made it to 23 years of marriage, period.
We wouldn't be here this morning, so
we started sharing our story. But listen, let me be very clear. At the beginning, we were sharing someone else's story. So number one, stay happy and excited. Number two, share some stories.
That's right. Number three is share the products and or the opportunity. So our products are absolutely amazing.
Phenomenal.
Number one, they're cost effective. Number two, they have almost instant gratification for most people. Not everybody, trust me. For me, I wasn't the drink your first cup and oh my gosh, it was amazing. I drank my first cup and was like, hey, it's helping my hubby. That helps me. I'm going to keep drinking it. 3 months into it, when I realized I have to go shopping, and I wasn't expecting that, and the scale didn't show that I had lost any weight, but I had went down 5 pant sizes. I thought, okay, I can do this. I can continue to do this.
Hashtag look better naked. Just saying.
So number three is share the products, right? And here's the thing. Some people are going to see and want to know if there's an opportunity right off the bat. And that's awesome. You don't have to just share the products and like be scared to share the opportunity. But you also don't have to lead with the opportunity, because there's some people that just want to use your products, and that's okay. So share our products because they're amazing, and people are going to have experiences that they're going to want to share with other people, which are going to in turn have them change over and decide to do the opportunity as well.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to say one of the things that make us drastically different than every company out there is the fact that our products are very cost effective. They do work for most people in the first cup or two. And watch this, for them to use our products, and here's really the key to the simplicity, for them to use our products, watch. That's the magic. Like it's really that easy. So personally, I'm a small business owner, have been for 20 years. And we want to reach small business owners in our community, right? So how do you think I'm going to do that? I'm going to just go up to them and start talking to them about another business. They're already, listen, most small business owners get into business for themselves for time freedom, not necessarily the money, for the time freedom. But what they realize is their hands get tied to the business and the business starts to run their life, not them running a business life. So if I was to approach that guy with another business, do you think he would be interested? Probably not. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach that guy about a cup of coffee that's amazing and easy. Like you take your right hand if you're right-handed and drink it. You take your left hand if you're left-handed and you drink it. And when he experiences that product, I can share with him what we're doing, what we're putting together, and the type of people we're looking for, and he may fit that type of person. And now we can have a business conversation. All right, number 4, the connect method. Guys,
Or peek and pass.
Peek and pass is what some people call it. We call it the connect method. Here's the deal. If you're new here, then this is going to make your life so much easier. because I know this because I was new here 2 years ago. And guess what? I still use this today. Exactly what I started 2 years ago, I'm still doing today. And here's the deal. The connect method is what makes all this work. So when you're happy and excited and you draw people to you and they want to know what you're doing, then you're going to share a story about how awesome these products are and how they're changing lives. Then you're going to share some product because you want that person to experience it for themselves. Then that person's going to have questions and they're going to say, hey, Natalie, how does this coffee work? And you're going to say, you know what? That's a great question. Hey, Sean, if my mother walked in this kitchen right now, she said, Sean, I just got back in town and everybody's telling me that I've got to try this happy coffee. What's going on? What's this happy coffee all about? I'm like, Mom, we drink it and it makes us feel awesome, helps produce our 4 happy hormones. Well, how's it work? I'm going to go, ooh. So, Mom, you left-handed or right? Left? All right. What I want you to do is take your left hand, pick your coffee cup up, and follow after me. And if you can do that, the coffee's going to work. And then I'll start laughing. And this is literally what I do when I talk to people. And I would do it with my own mother if she walked in here right now. And I just start laughing. And then my mother is going to look at me, guys, if you knew my mom, she's going to look at me with the death stare, like them red laser beams from Superman. Like, I want to know how the coffee works, dadgummit. And I'm going to go, oh, wait, you mean you want to know how the coffee works, like on our brain level? Like, how's it produce the 4 happy hormones? She's going to go, yeah, how's the daggum coffee work? I'm going to go, Mom, I've been mowing yards, and Kim's been running a weed eater for 20 years. We're landscape guys. We're lawn guys. I'm not a research scientist, but you know what? My buddy Chris, my buddy Mike, my buddy Ian, my buddy Natalie, I could sit here and name 100 names, right? Because it doesn't matter who we use. My son, hey, Mom, my buddy Mike's got a background in metabolic analytics, and he'd be awesome at answering that question. All I know is I do this right here. And it works. Yeah. And if you can do that, it'll work. And that's the connect. I'm going to connect my mother to Mike or to Chris or to Ian or to Ricky or to whoever.
And let me clarify, because some people are like, well, who do I connect? And when do I connect? And how in the world do I connect? All great questions. So who do you connect? Anybody that has a question. Typically, if someone has a question and they're just wanting to be a customer, we don't typically like try to get people on the phone per se, because everybody's busy. Everybody's got a lot of things going on. So in that case, the way that I would usually connect is however I'm corresponding with that person. If I'm talking belly to belly, I'm probably going to get their phone number into a text, group text, or a messenger. Usually messenger, because a lot of people don't like group text. But you can create a messenger chat, and you can introduce that person to your connector, or you can introduce them. First of all, you're going to introduce who you're connecting them to as well as who you are connecting. Because if you're connecting someone to Sean and I, we need to know, have they watched a video? Have they tried the products? What is the goal of the conversation? Are we trying to help answer some questions for them? Do they have questions about the products or the business, so that we know what direction to take that, so that we can help you, because you're passing the ball to us and you're expecting us to be able to help you. So the best way to do that is for you to introduce them to us and us to them, so that we know what direction to take that. Now, how do you do this? Messenger chat's phenomenal, because it doesn't matter what time of day. We have a huge team in Australia and New Zealand. And because of that, our times are like 16 hours different. So for us to be able to get on a phone call or whatever is almost impossible. That and Zoom is kind of like, we have to really work on it hard.
We do 3-way phone calls every now and then from Australia and New Zealand. That's interesting, because where there's a will, there's a way. You just got to dream big enough.
So you can Zoom, you can messenger chat, you can text, you can email. All of those are ways, call, all of those are ways that you can connect. When do you connect? Whenever they have a question. I'll be completely honest with you guys, I have a little bit of a green personality, which means I'm analytical. I like to take notes. I like to know the details. So I could very easily have a tendency to say, what's in these products? How do they work? Oh my gosh, I have to know everything before I get started. Guess what? I don't. And I don't intentionally. I'm a mom. I drink the coffee. I wasn't a coffee drinker before, but it makes me feel amazing. I have energy and focus, and I went down 5 pant sizes. So guess what? That's all I know. I drink it and it's amazing. So when do I connect? Anytime somebody asks me anything after that.
Yep.
I don't tell them it helps me produce I don't tell them any of that. I'm like, I'm a mom. I drink it. I feel amazing. That's all I know. But hey, let me connect you with my friend because they can tell you all about that stuff.
Now listen, here's a tip. Here's a tip. For some weird reason, when people get involved with network marketing, they become aliens. They just do. And I think even the shyest person, let me tell you what, I was the shyest person you've ever met in your entire life, all the way through high school.
I didn't know him in high school, y'all.
No, because I made a decision the summer after high school that if I was going to go get what I wanted, I had to go get it. And I had to come out, I had to break out of that shell. But guys, I just want you to know that when you're doing these connect calls, because it is hard, I think, for people who are truly introverted to reach out. An introvert, and even those of us with A-type personalities do it also. But I think it's harder if you're an introvert. You for some reason say, well, I would connect them with Sean and Kim, but they're always busy. I would connect to Ian, but he's probably so busy. I mean, they've been doing this for 2 years. Can you imagine how many calls they get every day? I would connect. Guess what? Them are all excuses you're feeding yourself. The reality is we're raising up leaders to a level that we are forgotten. That's our desire. That's the reality. And the more of you guys that raise to that level, the more we fall back into the shadows and you're in the spotlight, the more free time we have. The more free time we have, the more connect calls we can do. But if you're sitting there going, oh man, they're so busy, we can't connect with them people, we're just going to go fishing. I don't know.
and someone just made a comment, and I just want to clarify. Someone just made a comment. I have a hard time with the connect. Let me give you a couple of tips, okay? A couple pieces of advice.
I think this is good. I think, guys, please, real quick, not to cut you off, but if this is resonating with you, if the connect itself is typically hard for you, and it is for a lot of people, I'm going to tell you, we were in Australia and New Zealand for almost 2 months. We did a host of meetings, large, small, all this kind of stuff. And when we came back home, we reached out to all the leaders and polled what was going on. And we wanted to hear feedback from all those meetings. And the number one thing that we heard from every single one of the groups that we were at was the confusion of when and how to connect. And when I actually do it, what do I do? What do I say? So please, if you feel that at all, drop this in the comments. We'd love to read this as we're sharing with you, but go ahead.
So how many of you have ever heard the saying, your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So it's funny because Sean and I sometimes will be like, why are we surrounded by crazy people? And then we're like, oh, our vibe attracts our tribe. We must be crazy. Hello. But my point is that if you notice that you feel awkward when you're connecting someone or attempting to connect someone, and then they give an awkward response, they feel awkward, they're like, no. Okay, first of all, I'm not asking their permission to connect. It would be like if I asked their permission to connect after they've reached out to me, that would be like me sitting in a coffee shop with my girlfriend and another friend that I know walking in walking up to me and saying, hey, having a conversation with me, and me rudely not even introducing my friend that I'm with. It's the same exact thing. If I have a friend that I'm talking to about the coffee, and someone new comes in, I'm going to introduce them. I'm going, hey girl, this is my friend Sherry. Sherry, oh my gosh, this is my friend Jill. Jill is amazing. She's been drinking this coffee with me. Girl, you've got to hear her story. Okay? We are emotional, us women. We are emotional. We can be dramatic. Y'all know we can. So it's just like introducing your girlfriend in a coffee shop. Don't make it awkward. Don't make it awkward. If you don't make it awkward, they won't. The other thing is as far as, first of all, your vibe attracts your tribe. Second of all, whenever you're connecting people, you have to understand the reason why you're connecting. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why you would connect. Number one, you don't want to be the expert because you're secretly training that person that whatever you're doing, they're going to ultimately turn around and do. So however you introduce this business to them, however you introduce their products to them, they're going to feel like they have to introduce it the same way. So
yeah,
you're
this is a great point because like Kim said, if someone's just wanting to become a customer, you might not necessarily need to get a connection on a phone call, on a three-way. Maybe a messenger chat, answer some questions, solidify that customer, put them into the customer community, let them go in there and read some of the testimonies, and that will usually lock them in for good right there. But what I love to do, and so here's a tip. Here's a tip when it comes to connections. You might want to write these tips down. The tips are what clues. Success leaves clues, right? Here's a tip. As your customer's building their personal story and they're reaching out to you going, girl, what is in this crack coffee? I feel amazing. You need to take note of that. And the second or third time that they say that, and they may reach out to you 3 weeks later and go, girl, I've dropped 12 pounds in 3 weeks. I haven't lost a pound in the last 20 years. I don't know what the hell's in this crack coffee, but I'm loving it. All right, at that time, even if it's the first message, at that time with that kind of excitement, there's a story being built, right? So what I'm going to say is, hey, Amy, that's an amazing story. You've got to meet my friend Chris. He's going to absolutely love to hear your story.
You're not asking, you're just introducing, you're just sharing a story with a friend.
So why am I connecting Amy, my customer, just so she can meet my business partner and friend Chris? Because remember, he's a professional. So when I make that connection, I don't have to preface the conversation because he's a pro. He already knows what he's going to do. When my customer tells her story to my friend, because I asked her to, will you share your story with my business partner, Chris? He's going to be so fired up to hear this. When she does that, it gives him, not me, I'm on mute. It gives him the opportunity to say, that's super excited. Now you know why we're so fired up about building this business and just helping a whole lot of people.
That's right. So real quick as a recap, because we want to, this is what we've done to get started. This is what we continue to do every single day to continue to build our business. But we do have a couple other tips and things that we are doing as a team, things that are working for our team that you can continue to do when you've been in the business for a little while longer. But I'm going to recap the 4 steps just in case, for whatever reason, you've forgotten them, even though they're super simple. Be happy, stay excited, up your dose if you need to. Okay? Number 2, share your story or a story. If you don't have one yet, you don't have to have your own story yet in order to share about these products, FYI. There's tons of stories on Team Rise community. Number 3, share the products and or the opportunity, whichever one exposes itself. And then number 4, which we beat to death because we believe in it so very much, is the connect method. Okay,
That's right.
So that's steps 1 through 4. That's the simplicity of it. Now, what happens once you get a team? Once you get a team, what are some of the things? Number 1, if you don't do this yet, you have to learn how to do this. You have to love on people. You have to love on people. People need to feel special. People need to feel a part of something, which is why we said in the very beginning, no matter if you want to make $0 to $300, if you just want to be a part of the community, or if you actually want to make $300,000 a month, if that's even fathomable. That's a word, isn't it? Fathomable.
Works in North Florida. We'll go with it.
So whatever it is, just love on your people, because what happens is sometimes when you love on your people and you keep them warm around the campfire, sometimes they get a little spark. And when they get a little spark, those people that started out just wanting $0 to $300 decide, I could do a little bit more with this. So love on your people, make them feel special, however that is. And if you aren't that type of person, find someone in your team, find someone in your tribe that can do that, because you have people that's their personality. They enjoy loving on people, encouraging people. Have them do that for you if that's not your thing.
So guys, if you're new here today, and even if you're not new, but especially if you are new and this is your first Saturday team training call, I want you to know that right this very moment, you're part of a connection. Whoever invited you and shared this link with you connected you to the lifeblood of this business. They connected you to your business partners that even though they're not directly in your line of sponsorship, we are all here to help you 100%, one team, one dream. That's what we're about. That's one of the things that makes our company drastically different than anybody else. The integrity, the honesty, the true, the heart behind what we're doing. This culture we're building is totally different than what anybody else is doing. We truly want to love on people and just make everybody feel like they're absolutely family. That's our goal here, is for every person when they leave us to feel like they actually belong here. And if for some weird reason you don't have that vibe yet, reach out to us and let's discuss that, because we want to fix it. We want to make it right. Even if it's not our fault, we want to help make it right. And that's truly the heart behind this company and this culture. And we're very protective of that. And we want everyone to feel loved and at home and feel like you're the most important person, period.
Well, that's how we felt from the beginning. And so it's super important that we take that, because that's how we built this business. We built this business, like Sean said, driving 16 hours to Dallas just to look at the idea. And Chris Schweda reached out to us. He didn't know us, but he made us feel special from the very beginning before we even got involved. And we just want to, the way that we feel is, to whom much is given, much is required. We've been given a lot. And so we just feel like it's our turn to return that favor and to do the same thing, to love on people the way that we have been loved on, and also the way that we want to be loved on, right? You treat people the way that you want to be treated, not necessarily the way that they treat you.
So who wants to get lucky?
Who?
I like getting lucky. And guys, I've found that the harder I work or the more I show up and plug in, the luckier that I get. I don't know why it works that way. Have you ever noticed, like, when you're out of a job, if you put 1 or 2 applications in, you never can find a job? But if you put 15 or 20 applications in, like 5 or 6 different people call you back and offer you a job. And then your friends go, "You're so lucky. How do you get 6 different people to call you back?" Well, because I put in 20 applications.
That's right.
That's how it works, right?
It's a numbers game.
So if you would like to get lucky, then you got to be prepared when opportunity knocks on the door. So how do we do that? This is not part of the 4 steps. It's just some of the success clues that we use in our business. We show up to everything that we can, knowing that we're not going to be persecuted if we don't.
That's right.
If you miss a training, it's okay. The world's going to continue to spin and none of us are going to judge you, because that's not who we are. It's not our culture. All right. But here's the deal. The more that you can plug into, the more that you can learn, the more relationships and people and personalities that you can get to know, then the broader your foundation is as you start to build your business. And that's just good business sense. That's good people skills. So show up to as much as you can show up. We thank you for showing up for this training today. And if this has been helpful to you, then we ask that you share this with your team, and we ask that you share this with your friends. So show up to as much as you can and sharpen your skills a little. Listen, you're never as good as you think you are, and you're never as bad as you think you are. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. So never kick yourself when you're down, because it can always get worse. And never think you're on top of the mountain or that you've arrived when you're doing really well, because it can always be better. There's always someone in a better position and a worse position than where you are. So know that by showing up and honing your skills a little bit. Maybe it's you've seen this presentation 25 times, and today there was one sentence that you took away. If that's true, then our job was accomplished here today. Even if it's just one person. We don't need all 100 people to have a massive, takeaway. If one person picked up one sentence that they haven't heard before, we did our job. It's like the starfish, 1 million starfish stranded on the beach, and I'm walking along, throwing them back one at a time, and the guy says, "What are you doing?" "Well, I'm trying to save the starfish." "But there's 1 million starfish, son. You can't save them all." "Nope, but guess what? I just saved that one." And that's what we're doing. If you'll just learn to live that way and love on people from that position. Let's see. Wayne and Vicky has an awesome spreadsheet that you're screen sharing to everyone. Is there a way?
Nobody screenshot their screen share.
I'm trying to figure out how I can get this back off. All right, that's better. Now we just see your home computer.
You have to go to the top of the screen.
There we go. Okay.
Got it back. So guys, with that said, we want to leave on a few little tips right here, and we'll wrap it up.
Yep. So we just want to share with you a couple little things on what we do to this day. Right now that we've been in the business for 2 years, surely, we don't have a huge warm market left after 2 years. We do have warm market. There are always people that you put on your chicken list that you don't reach out to, and 2 years, 5 years later, you still have them.
Hopefully, if you're a social media person, you're adding new friends to your social media, and you're becoming friends, and you're meeting new people in your local area that you're becoming friends with. So you start to build a new warm market, right?
Right.
But for most people, you have X amount of people in your warm market.
Right. And so what I want to share real quick is, number one, this is what we do for our team. It's what works for our teams. With that said, what that means is you do not have to implement this. You do not have to do this. But if you want to and you need to, it is an option. So one of the things that we do on our team is that we do a business building blitz in 15 minutes, twice a week. What that allows us to do is it allows us to reach out to cold market people. Okay, some people are new to the business. You got plenty of warm market. Some people, you have lots of groups on Facebook, and you're a part of all kind of moms groups, and you've got plenty of leads and plenty of people.
Do you know how many moms groups? I'm not in any moms groups, so I can't do that.
Right.
It doesn't work for my business.
So what do you do? So there are people and there are ways that you can reach out to a cold market without being weird, without being an alien, and without them going, "Oh my gosh, what is wrong with this person?"
Great point. So in just a couple weeks, right, we have the Orlando regionally. Oh my goodness, it is. It's coming up this weekend. We're going to stay with Mike and Cass for 3 days and then go. I'm totally lost on scheduling. So this weekend, we have the Orlando regional event. I would stress anyone in Florida or anyone who can get there, be there. It's going to be phenomenal. So this is what we are doing. We are reaching out during our blitzes, 15 minutes twice a week, and you can do it more if you choose to. And we have a message And we are looking up on social media, all different kinds of social media, finding people that look like people that we would want to do business with.
Right.
So we read their Facebook, we read their LinkedIn, we read their Instagram, try to figure out, is that somebody I want to do business with? And then let's say their name was Ricky. I'm on Ricky. I see that you live in Orlando. I'm looking to expand my business there. Was wondering if you're open to taking a look at it. Now that's the line that we say. Oh, and in the very end says, if not, that's okay. Or if not, no worries. So we're letting them off. Now here, guys, let me just clarify real quick. Here's the reason that we do it that way. I'm not looking to build rapport with Ricky. I don't know him. I just saw him on social media. So it would be weird if I said, hey, Ricky, love the picture of you and the wife and the kids on the boat last weekend. Super cool. Your daughter looks about 12. Mine's about 16. Was just wondering, hey, man, could we get together for coffee in Orlando? I'll be there next week. Would love to share my business with you. He's going to go, get lost, loser. I don't know you. Why are you talking about my 12-year-old daughter?
Yeah, that's odd.
That's a little weird, ain't it? I'm not going to try to build rapport with a total stranger that I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
And not only that, here's the thing, guys. You don't know them. There's lots of millions of people on Facebook. And so here's the thing. If they tell you to get lost, it's okay. It just means that you quicker sooner than later, whether they were going to be a good fit for you or not, or whether they were going to be a good fit for this business. So it's okay. It's a numbers game. Like, we know that you have to talk to a certain number of people in order to get a certain number of responses. So you're going to have to talk to, if you think, I'll just put it this way. If you think that you can talk to 2 people a day and you can get both of them or even one of them
every day
to be your customer and or your business partner, that's 50%. Nobody in the industry, including the amazing Ray and Jessica Higdon, who are going to be at convention. If I'm just going to do a little plug for convention. If you have not got your ticket for convention in April, I suggest highly that if you can make it work, we're not asking you to sell the farm or get a divorce or anything crazy, but if you can make it work, I recommend you getting there because it's going to be amazing. But even Ray and Jessica, who are going to be there sharing with us, I think she told us at the, we had a Rising Star retreat where Jessica so graciously came there and did a training for our team for an hour for free. It was amazing. I think hers was like 10% or 20% is like phenomenal.
Oh, it's like off the charts.
So my point is, you're going to have to reach out to people, a lot of people, to get that kind of response.
Now, that said, the numbers you're talking about are kind of industry wide. We know because we have the simplest and best product in the industry that it's so easy.
Right.
So guys, real quick, just to finish up on the Orlando thing, that's a simple way that you can reach out to people in areas that you know you're going to be in. Or watch this, success leaves clues. I know that my sponsor, Mike and Cassandra, live in Boca Raton, Florida. Wouldn't it be to my benefit to cold market prospect people in Boca Raton, Florida, and then have my sponsor, an ambassador, galactical phenomenal ambassador? I don't know. None of us care about ranks. Wouldn't it make sense for him to go sit down at a coffee shop and share coffee with somebody that I introduced him to via a Connect method? Think about where your leaders are that you can prospect people and have your leader go and meet these people in person if they're interested.
Have your leader love on people. If you can't be in Orlando, that's no problem. If you know of a leader that's in Orlando or a teammate that's in Orlando or a cousin in the business
half of the leadership in our business is going to be there. If you can't find someone to meet with one of your cold prospecting, then you're not trying.
Or reach out to Sean and I, and we'll love on them because we don't mind loving on everybody. I like to hug necks, just in case y'all didn't know.
So with that said, I want to give you one more. Are you guys ready for this?
I'm ready because I don't know what it is.
Here is, and I've consistently done it the whole 45 minutes that we've been on this call. I consistently do it every single live video that I'm on, whether it's team trainings with our team or whether it's just talking about sports on a Facebook Live. I consistently do it. That's good coffee. And I don't know how many of you guys have picked up on it yet or not, but I just did it again. And I personally call it money murmurings. And Lana, I think she's seen it. Nat's nodding. I know Nat's got it. And I've been out of coffee for like 10 minutes now, but there's nothing there. But nobody else knows. That's good coffee. Listen, here's your tip when you're doing a Facebook Live. You can do a Facebook Live about the snow coming down or the horses in the field or whatever it is. Oh, man, that's good stuff. And you just keep talking. You don't have to go, you know what, guys? I don't know if you've seen my horse, Daisy, but we got her a horse massage yesterday. Oh, my God, this happy coffee's freaking phenomenal. Man, let me tell you about Daisy.
Here's a tip.
You don't have to do that.
Don't do it every sip, please. That gets annoying.
So,
that's Mike Massini's favorite word, annoying. Don't do that. That gets annoying. But
2 or 3, there's Chris. He does it all the time. All the time. 2 or 3 murmurings per every live. And your live's not about coffee itself. People start to take notice.
And they will reach out. I'm telling you, they will. They've reached out to Sean. I've had 2 people in the last week that have reached out to me. Oh, whatever that stuff is you're drinking, like, can you tell me a little bit about it?
One other tip that has to do with drinking your coffee. You ready?
This is the last tip, right?
All right. Here it is. Here it is. This is the last one. I'm like a Baptist preacher. I got 7 closings. Here we go. Here's your last tip. If you work outside of your home, which I suggest most people do until your side gig income doubles or triples your current income for a substantial amount of time, like 6 months to a year at least. Trust me, what happens when you start working from the home is you become complacent and your business goes flat. But anyways, if you work outside the home and you're going to drink happy coffee in the mornings,
Just try this.
If it's possible. Wait till you get to work and make your coffee in front of your coworkers. And then go to that very first cup while everybody else is pouring theirs. Oh, man, this is really good stuff.
Or if you can't wait, here's a tip. We have an amazing new
I'm
product.
loving on my mugs. Anybody see my thumbs moving? Like, I'm loving it right here. Ooh.
If you can't wait, because we have a brand new product that's amazing, you can mix up your zest in the afternoon as a pick-me-up, because who knows that even if somebody doesn't drink coffee and even if they're not in the break room for the morning, people are always searching around in the break room in the afternoon for a snack, something to keep them going till 5 o'clock, and you're like, oh my God, 3 more hours, 2 more hours. Guys, I worked at a doctor's office for 9 years. Let me tell you, holy cow. We saw 200 patients a day, but still that wasn't enough to keep me going. At 2 o'clock, I'm like, I need a Snickers. I need something. I have to have something right now.
Something to take your mind off all the hens that are doing nothing but complaining and backbiting all day long. I don't know how people do it.
So my point is, if you can't wait in the morning, that's okay, but take your zest with you. Mix your zest up in the afternoon so that people can see you using your products.
Squirt a little strawberry watermelon or lemon drops in that bad boy, some water flavoring.
Makes it so yummy. The only tip I'll give you about that is I like, and this is just a new thing, it's not because I'm like whoop-de-doo, I like Perrier sparkling water because it's flavored with lime, lemon.
She usually does it with her pinky out.
I do not. The point is, we have learned, in case you didn't know, because the first time I really didn't think about it, don't put your zest in the bottle. Even if you're not shaking it, it will explode. It will
put it in a shaker cup.
Put it in a shaker cup or something where you can stir it because you don't want it to explode and make a mess all over the break room.
Yeah. Some sparkling water in a shaker cup with a drop, some lemon flavor or something like that in that zest is phenomenal. With that said, guys, we hope that you got something out of this training today. Remember, the 4 simple methods. Number 1, I want you to remember that you already possess everything you need to go out and build whatever kind of business to whatever level of success that you want to see in your life. If you'll learn to use these 4 simple steps, it'll just make that process easier and faster. And with that said, we're going to close her out. Mr. Chris Schweda, if you want to jump on. And just one other thing while we're waiting on Chris to jump on. Guys, if you'll notice how Chris, and this has nothing to do with ego, just trust me, you'll see major things change in your life if you'll do this. Chris did a phenomenal job of introducing and edifying Kim and I. And then we turned around and, in fact, did the same back to Chris. If you'll do that in your connections, whether it's on Messenger or on the phone or Zoom, if you'll do that in your connections, you'll drastically see the person you're connecting pay way more attention and put more value on that connection than them just being like, okay, great, you're introducing me to a friend.
Yeah.
Like it really makes a big difference.
So real quick, Chris, I want to say thank you everybody for jumping on. We know that you did not have to. We know that this is the middle of the day, middle of the Saturday weekend that you have. And we appreciate so much you guys jumping on.
All right, what am I doing?
Closing it out.
We're done, big dogs. I don't know if you needed to do whatever you need to do on your side.
All right, perfect. So again, thank you guys for, the incredible information. You guys not only got the getting started tips, you got some more advanced stuff as well, which is incredible. So with that being said, guys, trying to figure out if I was going to say something. Nope. With that, really appreciate everyone. Great job, Sean and Kim. Again, next weekend is going to be an amazing training as well. You want to make sure that you're plugging all of your people in there and see everybody on the Mindset Monday call. So again, thank you, the Mcleans, and this will be posted on zoomreplay.com here in just a little bit. So again, great job, guys, and we will see everybody on Monday night. Take care.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean, you guys were
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thanks,
You're
Chris.
welcome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Good weekend, everybody.
Thank you.